Hey guys, it's Tahira, and today I'm doing my January wrap-up. So in the month of January, I read a total of 4 books, which is less than what I usually read, but I was in kind of a reading slump the whole month, so still it was pretty good. But I really liked all the books I read in January, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. The first book I read in the month of January was Salt to the Sea by Rita Sepeti. So Salt to the Sea follows 4 refugees, Florian, Joanna, Alfred, and Amelia, as they're trying to go to this ship called Wilhelm Gustloff. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they're going to the ship to kind of escape and run away and like be free again. Stories about their journey and their stories in life, and it was really beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, it did take me a while to get into this book because I couldn't get used to the very short chapters, because each chapter is about 1 to like 3 pages long, and there were 4 different perspectives, so I was really confused about what was going on. But as the story progressed, I got the story and I started really enjoying the 4 perspectives and the changing chapters. And in the end, I didn't know that this was something that was real. Like, I know it was historical fiction, but I had never heard of the Wilhelm Gustloff before. And I did some little research on it, and I found out it was the biggest like ocean disaster and of all time. I know, I always thought that was Titanic, but this was way more, and it's like known as the forgotten Titanic, kind of, where no one really knows about it, but it was a huge disaster in our history. The second book I read in the month of January was Because You Love to Hate Me by 13 authors and 13 booktubers. This is an anthology which 13 authors and 13 booktubers collaborated to make different villain stories. So the booktubers created prompts for these authors, and the authors wrote short stories on these prompts. This one I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I liked this book, but I liked some stories a lot and I would read them again, but some of the stories I was either like confused, I didn't know what the prompt was, or it was just overall I wasn't in the story. But definitely some stories are worth rereading, but overall it was an enjoyable read. I liked the perspective of the villains because that's something I don't really get to read about often, so it was an enjoyable read overall. Renegades is first of all, it's a freaking huge book. Like, look, it's so big. I didn't even know it was this big. But this, I give 5 out of 5 stars. So the story follows this group of renegades, which are the superheroes of this world that are ruling after the world was dissolved in chaos. The world used to be ruled by the villains, the anarchists, and the renegades. Like, they stopped all that, they took over the world, and now they're making the world a better place according to their logic. Our main character Nova is a part of the anarchists, who are right now they're laying down low and they don't want to cause too much attention, but they are planning to take over the renegades and to destroy them. So as a part of the plan of the anarchists, Nova goes in and joins the renegades to come closer to what they're trying to do and to get a very close perspective on them so she can help destroy them. Then our second main character, Adrian, is a part of the renegades, and he and Nova like quickly form a relationship and they start connecting with each other. This was such a fun read. Like, I love Marissa Meyer's stories overall. I loved Heartless and of course the Lunar Chronicles. And then this, I love the story so much. I cannot wait for the sequel. It was action-packed, it was fun at the same time, and I loved how it talked about and the barrier between being a villain and a hero, because often that line is blurred. But Nova, she's in the Renegades, and she is anarchists start blaming her for starting going soft, and it really shows that the Renegades are kind of changing her. But overall, I really loved this book. I'm probably being really confusing about it, but it's a really great book and you all should pick it up. So the last book on this list, it was that one I was so excited about, and that was Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. Love, Hate, and Other Filters follows our main character Maya Aziz, who lives in Chicago, and she is torn between her wanting to stay in her hometown in Chicago and go to a local university there, which is what her parents want, or go to a film school in New York, what she really wants. And then there's a terrorist attack that happens in her state, and soon there's this roaring around Islamophobia going on in her town, and she has to deal with that because the suspect of this terrorist attack actually shares her last name. So it's a story of how she deals with that, and yeah. So my feelings are very conflicted on this story. This was I was looking for a lot more from the story, and I was expecting to be a lot more about the Islamophobia than it was. I will do a review on it, which is coming very, very soon, which is gonna explain my full thoughts on this book. But overall, I was just expecting something different from this book than what was given or what was marketed. But overall, she's a Muslim teen living in America. I am a Muslim teen living in America. She's Indian American, I'm Pakistani American, and so I could relate to a lot of the cultural and a little bit of the religious aspects of this book, which I really loved. But overall, if you want to listen to my full thoughts, I'll link it down below when my review is up. But that is it for my January wrap-up. Let me know down below what was your favorite book that you read in January, as I would love to know. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!